What's up, your boy Vaughn, another reaction. In today's video, we have what happened to every WWE wrestler John Cena buried by Wrestle Fusion. Oh my gosh, telling John Cena some backstage when he was in his prime or giving John Cena criticism, your ass was gonna get cut. Just like how when Kevin Durant, that nigga said in them leaked burner messages, that nigga said, I held Steph Curry accountable during a team meeting, and they looked at me like this. Let me see if I can find this shit. I said I caps lock on. Let me see if I can find this shit. I started holding stuff accountable in film, and niggas looked at me like this. I told John Cena, uh, I told John Cena to let me win the match, and he looked at me like this.
John Cena was the top guy in the WWE. But during his meteoric rise, he crossed paths with several wrestlers whose careers never recovered after losing to Super Cena. From getting lost in the undercard to getting fired from the WWE, this is what happened to every wrestler who was buried by John Cena. Kicking things off with none other than perhaps Cena's most tragic victim,
Bad news, Barrett.
Wade Barrett. In the summer of 2010, the Nexus was the hottest act in wrestling, and Barrett was their leader. He had the look, the swagger, and the presence of a future main event star. Even after the Nexus's infamous loss to Team WWE at SummerSlam, Barrett was one of the only members of the group who was still a big player in the company. By October 2010, Barrett was forcing Cena into the Nexus as his personal enforcer, making the face of the company carry his bags on national television. But then came Survivor Series, where Cena was supposed to help Barrett win the title from Randy Orton. Instead, Cena defied the stipulation, cost Barrett the match, and got himself fired. After this, Cena went full Super Cena and single-handedly destroyed the entire Nexus, ending his revenge tour by symbolically burying Barrett under a pile of steel chairs at TLC. Despite some decent momentum into 2011 and a run with the core, Barrett never came close to the main event level again. Barrett himself never forgot it. In multiple interviews, he made no secret of the fact that he and Cena had no love for each other. In 2014, he told a reporter bluntly, he doesn't like John Cena, and Cena doesn't like him. Reports later surfaced.
Damn. Yeah, you going against the top nigga in the company, gang. This was Super Cena. Of course your ass was gonna get fired.
That Cena had been against Barrett getting a clean title run. And considering how that storyline ended, it's hard to argue the case otherwise. WWE gave Barrett second chances. The Bad News Barrett character in 2013 was entertaining. He won King of the Ring in 2015. But every time momentum built, creative dropped the ball or Barrett got injured. He chose not to renew his contract in 2015 and was officially released in June 2016. He returned in 2020. Not as a wrestler, but as a commentator. He's been on NXT, Raw, and SmackDown in that role ever since, and by 2026, he's become one of the sharpest voices on WWE TV.
He still hates Cena, so it's like he put his ego to the side and he working at WWE.
Cena's retirement tour in 2025, when Cena said on Raw that he doesn't bury talent, he buries mediocrity, Barrett reacted with a meme on social media.
Oh shit.
But while Barrett never got his WrestleMania moment against Cena, The Miz did, and somehow that made things worse. In late 2010, The Miz was WWE champion. He'd cashed in Money in the Bank on Randy Orton, held the title through the new year, and was booked to defend it against John.
The more and more I look at that spinner belt, the more and more I don't like it. Like I'm starting not to like that bitch. Oh God. I don't know. Like it's starting to look
Cena
ugly
in
to me now. Hold on.
the main event of WrestleMania.
Like that bitch starting to look ugly to me. I don't know. Is it just me? Like it look like a toy.
Orton held the title through the new paper that's supposed to be the top of the mountain in the WWE. But in reality, it turned into one of the most humiliating nights of Miz's career. The match itself was a mess. It ended in a double countout, was restarted by The Rock, and then Cena lost anyway after Rock hit him with a rock bottom. Miz technically retained the title, but he looked like an afterthought in his own WrestleMania main event. From there, things got worse. Cena won the title back from him in a triple threat cage match at Extreme Rules, then beat him again in an I Quit match at Over the Limit. The Miz went from main eventing WrestleMania to a losing streak on pay-per-views to bouncing around the mid-card as a comedic figure with R-Truth by Fall 2011. To his credit, The Miz never completely disappeared. Multiple Intercontinental titles, a second WWE champion.
Yeah, that nigga always won that Intercontinental title. How many times that nigga done won that shit?
Championship run, and hey, look at who he's married to. Even though The Miz lost to
The fuck?
Cena, he won in life. He's still on the roster, still relevant, and even teamed up with Cena in 2024, bringing his story full circle. But while Miz got a taste of the bright lights of WrestleMania, his former protege, Alex Riley's career, was nuked by Cena long before he even got a chance to make it there. When Riley turned on Miz in mid-2011, fans were genuinely behind him. It could have been the start of something special for Riley, but unfortunately, Riley ran into Super Cena. The story goes that Cena was ribbing Riley backstage at some point in 2012, the way veterans do with younger talent, and Riley didn't take it well. Arn Anderson later confirmed on his podcast that a story circulated about Riley being dismissive of advice Cena tried to offer, and that word got back to Vince almost immediately. Riley has spoken about it
And that nigga Vince was like, "You're fired."
carefully over the years, never revealing specifics, but never denying it either. Whatever happened, the result was clear. Riley went from getting loud crowd reactions to losing matches on Raw to being shipped down to NXT. He tried to start a Twitter campaign to drum up fan support. He came back with a new look and got into a brief feud with Kevin Owens. But then injuries hit, and he was eventually released in May 2016. After leaving, Riley stepped away from wrestling entirely. He landed a role on the Netflix series Glow, playing a wrestler named Steel Horse and focused on acting. In 2025, Riley revealed on Instagram that he's dealt with functional neurological symptom disorder since he was a teenager. He's been public about his health in recent years while continuing to pursue acting. In 2011, Alex Riley had the fans behind him, but then one backstage incident changed everything, and he was never the same. But while Riley never got a real shot, Damian Sandow got one, and watched it vanish in real time on live television. In 2013, the intellectual savior of the masses was one of the best talkers on the roster. When he won the Money in the Bank briefcase for the World Heavyweight Championship in July 2013, it felt like his moment was finally coming. Then, on October 28, 2013, after John Cena had already wrestled Alberto Del Rio in a grueling match and was dealing with an injured elbow, Sandow attacked him and officially cashed in. The crowd was electric. For a few minutes, it actually felt like he might win, but he didn't. It became one of the most notorious examples of Super Cena's insane powers. Sandow never recovered. His record across 2014 was 2 wins out of 46 matches.
I don't remember this nigga.
He
That's why I don't got nothing to say.
spiraled through impersonator comedy segments, and the only thing that saved him creatively was the stunt double roll alongside The Miz in late 2014. But even that reached a dead end. He never came close to the world title again. He was released in May 2016, left with a bitter taste for the entire wrestling industry by his own admission. He did a brief stint in TNA as Aaron Rex, won the Impact Grand Championship, then left when management changed. He spent time in Los Angeles pursuing acting, and landed some small roles. He returned to the NWA under his real name Aaron Stevens, worked as a wrestler, then a manager. He's made peace with the industry now, thanks largely to NWA. But before any of that, before Sandow, before Barrett, before anyone on this list, there was a man who Cena buried in a different way entirely. When Umaga debuted in April 2006, he was an unstoppable force.
But I just seen a montage of John Cena and Umaga wrestling. It was like them niggas was trying to kill each other.
He steamrolled through the Raw roster for the better part of a year, building an undefeated streak across 34 matches. He was everything you'd want in a monster heel being built toward the title. That title was held by John Cena, and in January 2007 at New Year's Revolution, Cena ended the streak with a roll-up. The rematch was booked as a last man standing match at Royal Rumble, and in fairness, that match is legitimately one of the best of Cena's entire career. But after that, Umaga was never the same again. He got absorbed into a Vince McMahon
Rest in peace, Umaga.
storyline, lost the Intercontinental title to Santino Marella, and spent the next 2 years
Dang, come on. Losing your championship to Santino Marella game. What was that booking? Like, come on.
as a
Come on, Vince.
mid-card brawler. He had a solid IC title reign and some good matches with Jeff Hardy, but the aura of an
Damn, look at how that nigga Jeff laid out for that.
unstoppable monster was gone the moment Cena dropped him twice in a row. WWE released
Y'all, this nigga Cena
Aura
wrestling
of an
in damn Jordans. What?
unstoppable monster was gone the
Them bitches hard. Nigga wrestling in them look like Carmelos. Denver Nugget Carmelos.
moment Cena dropped him twice in a row. WWE released him in June 2009 after a wellness policy violation. He spent the summer wrestling on the independent circuit. On December 4th, 2009, his wife found him unresponsive at home and was pronounced dead at 36 years old. What Cena did to Umaga's booking wasn't malicious. It was just the standard formula of the era. Build the monster to beat him, but the monster never recovered. And then the monster was gone, way too young, with the story still unfinished. But while Umaga's story is heartbreaking, Bray Wyatt's saga is something else. A talent so special that even after years of poor booking decisions, he kept finding ways to reinvent himself, right up until he couldn't anymore.
Rest in peace.
Bray Wyatt arrived on the main roster in mid-2013 with the Wyatt family, and the presentation was
I ain't gonna lie, they ass was scary a little bit. I ain't gonna lie, a little bit.
unlike anything WWE had seen in years. By early 2014, he was in a program with John Cena, and the storytelling was genuinely compelling. Wyatt wanted to corrupt Cena, to prove that the hero fans loved was a lie, to drag him into the darkness. It was the kind of feud that should have made Wyatt a top-tier star. Everyone thought Wyatt would beat Cena and establish himself as wrestling's next big heel. But then came WrestleMania 30, and Wyatt lost clean. And then the feud continued, and Wyatt
This nigga John Cena was awfully over. Like they just pushed this nigga. I see why niggas started hating him a little bit. Like they was awfully pushing this nigga.
lost again at Payback in a last man standing match where Cena buried him under a pile of equipment cases. After this, the losses piled up. The Undertaker beat him at WrestleMania 31. He got humiliated by The Rock and Cena at
That nigga Undertaker was so washed, bro. When he got, bro, that nigga was washed during this point.
WrestleMania 32. Wyatt spent months lingering in the mid-card before winning the WWE Championship in early 2017. The Fiend character in 2019 was one of the scariest gimmicks in wrestling history. He won the Universal
Nah, not really. In 2019, that was
Championship.
trash.
Then Goldberg beat him at a Saudi Arabia show in under 3 minutes with 2 spears. Creative kept stumbling
Bro, what did I tell you that it was terrible for wrestling
over
for
one
WWE?
of the most organically over characters WWE had ever had before
Them niggas was chanting AEW in the crowd, bro.
he was released in July 2021. He came back in October 2022, and the crowd welcomed him like he'd never left. The Undertaker gave him a nod of approval on Raw's 30th anniversary. His last televised match was at the 2023 Royal Rumble, where he beat LA Knight. He was being set up for a WrestleMania 39 match with Bobby Lashley when he quietly disappeared from TV. On August 24th, 2023, Wyndham Rotunda died of a heart attack at just 36 years old. The loss hit the wrestling world hard. John Cena posted that Wyatt brought the best out of him and that he was forever grateful for their time together. The WrestleMania Firefly Funhouse match, a surreal cinematic piece where The Fiend finally defeated Cena, now stands as the closing chapter of their story. The monster won in the end. What's left behind is a question that wrestling fans will argue forever. How much better could Wyatt's run have been with smarter booking? With every loss that deflated his momentum, a little bit of what made him special got harder to rebuild. He rebuilt it anyway, multiple times, until he couldn't anymore. But while Bray got his revenge against Cena as The Fiend, Ryback never got his, and spent the years since making sure everyone knew.
Like I said, bro, I'm gonna keep saying this. Braun Breaker is an off-brand Ryback, and I think, would I say yes? I think Ryback better, nigga. I'm sorry.
Exactly why. Ryback's rise in 2012
You know, Braun Breaker should have a title at this point, like a world title.
was one of the fastest in wrestling history. By October, WWE put him in a Hell in a Cell match against CM Punk for the championship. That was supposed to be his night, but he lost after interference from Brad Maddox, which was supposed to be a temporary setback on the road to a title win. Unfortunately, that win never came. At the 2013 Royal Rumble, Ryback got eliminated by Cena. After that, he turned heel and got booked against Cena for the WWE Championship across multiple pay-per-view matches and lost all of them. After the feud ended, Cena moved on and Ryback slid down the card. He got Paul Heyman, got a tag team with Curtis Axel, got the Intercontinental Championship, but he was always in the supporting cast from that point on. Behind the scenes, Ryback was getting angrier. He started speaking publicly about WWE's pay structure, arguing that mid-card stars who drew were paid a fraction of what top guys made, regardless of their contribution. Management didn't appreciate a mid-card guy making noise about how the company ran its business, and Ryback and WWE parted ways in 2016. What followed was years of social media digs and bitter rants on podcasts. He went after Cena specifically, claiming Cena had talked trash about him backstage and sabotaged guys like Wade Barrett and Alex Riley, who he saw as threats. He wrestled a few indie dates through 2016 and 2017, but stopped entirely after that. These days, Ryback runs a supplement company and posts mukbang videos on YouTube. He still takes shots at WWE and Cena on social media when the mood strikes him. When Cena said in 2025 on Raw that he doesn't bury talent, he buries mediocrity, Ryback was one of the wrestlers the line stung the most. The thing is, there's a version of Ryback's story where he became WWE's next big powerhouse. Instead, he became the wrestling version of a bitter ex. And Ryback isn't the only wrestler who kept digging his own grave after getting fired. Matt Riddle has been following a similar trajectory. And if you want to find out what Matt Riddle is up to today, check out this video next.
What's good with y'all, man? I'm back with another video, and this Codvis situation is the most diabolical thing I've ever seen, bro. Now, if you don't know who Codvis is, he's a TikToker who makes comedic kind of videos, basically playing into like stereotypes for white people and black people and stuff that they like in media or gaming and stuff like that, whatever. And they're pretty funny, I ain't gonna lie. Like, if you don't really take stuff too seriously, bro, it's pretty funny, you know what I mean? I'm gonna show you one of his videos right here.
White niggas love them open world games, boy. Nigga look you dead in your face. Dude, the Witcher Blood and Wine expansion is honestly one of the greatest pieces of media to ever grace the gaming realm. Sad ass nigga. Well, I'm talking about these niggas look your ass in your face. Dude, play fucking Baldur's Gate. It's peak. I'm not playing that shit, bruh. I'm not playing that shit. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is one of the greatest RPGs ever made. It's fucking immersive. The storytelling is great, and they overall just did outstanding with the game. Sad ass.
Now, these videos are pretty like relatable if you know what he's talking about and stuff like that. If you have friends that are white or black and are interested in things that he's talking about or whatever, I can see why people loved him, but I can also see why people got on him and, you know, hated on him. You feel what I'm saying? Especially white people who are basically saying that, you know, it's stereotypes and it's like racist for him to put on a white voice, and people are just taking it way too seriously. You feel what I'm saying? So they were basically preying on his downfall. These type of people, they were preying on his downfall.
When I made that white nigga shit, that shit was just a joke. Niggas made that shit, and I don't mind niggas making their different versions of it, bro, but it was when the white people got on that shit. They really started taking that shit seriously. Black niggas love robbing. Like, nigga, you not even funny. You just being blatantly racist. Like, you not even funny, folks. I was not being racist in any way, shape, or form when I'm making them videos, because white niggas do love Rainbow Six. White niggas do love movement. Why do you think every FPS game has a slide cancel mechanic? Modern Warfare 2019 did irreparable damage to FPS games. After that shit, every game had a slide cancel. Come on, bro. Like, we all know this shit. I'm saying shit we already know. Niggas is black niggas love taking, black niggas love killing, black niggas love shooting. Like, you're not funny, folks. You're not funny. If anything, we're laughing at you. You fucking dumbass. We're laughing at you.
Most of the people that responded to him and commented on his videos, they were good sports about it. You feel what I'm saying? Because it was relatable, like I said. So Codvis had a TikTok page. I'm not sure how much followers he had on there, but I'm sure it was a big page, because these type of videos, they tend to get a lot of traction and stuff like that. They got a lot of traction on IG Reels, stuff like that. It even made its way over to Twitter, bro, where people were saying like, yo, he's the funniest nigga ever and shit like that. So I know his TikTok got a lot of followers. And recently he lost his TikTok, and he had ended up posting a video, a crazy video, that any woman that he talks to should not be telling him about their SA stories, any stories of them getting, you know, violated or anything like that. And it rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. So here's the clip right here.
What is with bitches and always telling me they sexual assault stories? I don't care. Stop it. I will embarrass you so fucking bad. I don't care that happened to you. I'm sorry. Call it what you want. Oh, you're cruel. You're cruel. Okay, nigga. I'm a man, nigga. Life already hard enough, nigga. I don't give a shit. You're a girl. You can go ask niggas for money and they'll give it to you. I don't give a shit about what you got going on. I don't give a fuck about that sexual assault. That shit ain't got nothing to do with me. Stop talking about that shit. I don't talk to you hoes about the time that I be fucking all these hoes. No, I don't do that. Stop telling me about your sexual assault story. I don't care. Stop victimizing yourself. Stop doing this. Stop telling me stories about how your boyfriend did you this way, did you that way, and you always the victim and you did nothing wrong. Because I know you lying, bitch. That's all you bitches do is lie. That's all y'all do. Y'all niggas wouldn't. Eve bit that apple, not Adam. Come on now. Bitches are always disobeying. Bitches have been disobeying since the beginning of time. God already knew this shit. Why you think, well, bro, why y'all think y'all goddamn get period cramps? It's in the shape of a Baphomet. Y'all bitches are the devil, man. Get the fuck out my face.
So what I'm getting from this video is, obviously this nigga's a